Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now this is your Manchester United versus Leeds preview, and realistically everything's fresh in our minds, so it's going to be a bit of a short preview. All we really need to talk about is, did Erik ten Hag learn from the equaliser we got, over the draw we got against Leeds at Old Trafford? Now realistically we know how Leeds are going to set up. They're going to be aggressive. They're probably going to be even more aggressive because they're at Ellen Road, their home ground. They'll have their fans behind them this time, so maybe that'll push them to be even more aggressive, to be more clinical, and it could be a very difficult match for Manchester United. And I think it is going to be a difficult match, but I do also think that Erik ten Hag has shown throughout this season why he's the perfect manager for Manchester United. And for me, you'll look that every single match that Erik ten Hag has lost, he either draws or wins the next fixture. Look at Manchester City, look at Crystal Palace, there's many more, and I'm pretty sure that United are going to be victorious. We're going to sort out our midfield, and I'm going to tell you what I think Erik ten Hag is going to do. And I personally feel like that Erik ten Hag has just drilled into his players this week that not that they're a disgrace, but the fact that they knew that Leeds were going to be aggressive. Erik ten Hag said this in his post-match press conference after the Leeds 2-2 game. And he said that, I think the quote off the top of my head was that he said that we expected them to be aggressive, and the players didn't play to the way we trained or something like that. So realistically, Erik ten Hag knew that Leeds were going to be aggressive, but the players obviously didn't. So he's not calling out the players there, but he's saying that the players could have performed better because they knew that Leeds were going to be an aggressive side. Leeds are always a tough side for Manchester United, and they play very open, they play very aggressive, and realistically, if any other team in the Premier League goes 2-0 up against Manchester United, they sit back and defend. What did Leeds do? They kept playing the way they did. They kept themselves open, and that caused United to get the equaliser. This time, I want United, if it goes 2-0 down again, and United somehow make it 2-2 at Ellen Road, we can't do what we did last time, because I said on my stream at All for United that realistically, even though Jadon Sancho got the second goal, and I'm really happy for him to get that second goal, I wish it fell to a different player, because any other player would have picked that ball up and ran to the halfway line and would have had the momentum to get the third goal. Because Jadon Sancho's had the issues that he's had, and he's been out of football for many, many months, that goal meant a lot to him. So you can tell that he was excited. All the players were jumping around him. Like, it would have been incredible if he was the one to score the third goal, and that would then end off the game there and then. But, you know, we got the equaliser. For me, it was 2 points dropped. Some people think it was a point gained because we were 2-0 down. But my counter-argument to that is that when you think about it, before the Leeds game, we thought we'd win. So if you expect to win before kick-off, and then it comes out that you draw that game, for me, it's 2 points dropped. But they're like, oh no, but if we're 2-0 down, and we make it 2-2, then it's a point gained. No. Like, what are you being a dickhead for? Like, no. Like, how delusional are you? If you want United to be challenging for top four, possibly challenging for titles, you can't expect to win a game, but then when you go 2-0 down and then United amazingly get the equaliser, and you say, oh, it's still a point gained. No, it's 2 points dropped if you expect to win the game. And for me, that's why I titled my reaction to the video 2 points dropped, because for me, I expected us to win that game, like I do in this video. So I feel like that the score is going to be 3-1 Manchester United. And I feel like that actually, 3-1. No, I'm going to say 2-1 Manchester United, actually. I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United, because I just remembered that, obviously, Anthony Martial's not here, Antony isn't here, Scott McTominay isn't here, Wan-Bissaka is a doubt. He could play, but I think he'll be on the bench. So realistically, the only players we've got is a red-hot in form Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, who's just coming back, Weghorst, who's just not getting the service, a young Garnacho who got slated by Manchester United fans, which is absolutely disgraceful, and Palestra, another young winger. United don't have a lot going for themselves up front at the moment, and especially with Antony being out, it is a big loss. Obviously, the creative side of Eriksen, that's going to be tough. Without Casemiro, that's also a massive loss. So United are, and obviously Diego Dalot's just coming back from injury. United have got their disadvantages in this game. And I really hope that, well, I am confident that it's going to be a very tough game. It's going to be a close game, but I do have the confidence that United can pull through and we do end up winning the game. So, where do I think Erik ten Hag will set up? Or how do I think Erik ten Hag will set up? That was the wrong choice of words. So, I personally feel like that Erik ten Hag is going to change the squad, but this is how I think he was going to set up the squad. I think he's going to go for David De Gea. I think he's going to go for Diego Dalot. I think he's going to go for Rafael Varane, Sandro Martinez and Luke Shaw. That back five stays the same as it did against Leeds in the first game. But I feel like he's going to bring Lindelof in as a number 6 because Fred played terrible for me on at the first game. And Sabitzer, I felt like he had a good game, considering he had limitations. And I think that when Casemiro comes back, then you're going to see a complete different Sabitzer. And for me, I gave Sabitzer my man of the match because I thought he was the best player on that pitch. Considering that he was his first start debut, he played amazing, in my opinion. And he looks like he'd been in a United shirt for many, many seasons. And he looks like he knew what Ten Hag wanted him to do. But obviously, the defensive responsibility is down to him and Fred. It just didn't go down well. So instead of playing a midfield 2, I think we're going to be playing the standard 4-3-3 that we've been playing, where we have the one holding midfielder, the box-to-box midfielder, and the number 10. So obviously we're going to have Lindelof as the number 6 because I think he can do well to break up the play. I think he's going to put Sabitzer in as the box-to-box, and I think he's going to have Bruno Fernandes as the number 10. So I think Fred's going to get dropped, but only time will tell. Maybe he'll go for midfield 2, but I hope that he does play Lindelof because we've seen in 3 games in a row now, Lindelof's been brought on as a holding midfielder. It happened against the Crystal Palace match. It happened for the who was it we went in the Carabao Cup? What they called? Nottingham Forest. And then it happened in the last game against Leeds. He's been brought on and been playing as a holding midfielder. And he's kind of doing what Casemiro's doing. He's staying back and he's dropping between the defenders to allow players like Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Luke Shaw, Malacia, whoever's playing at fullback, to become more inverted midfielders or to get forward and make overlapping runs. So I feel like Lindelof can do a job. And I think it's not just a position change as well. Lindelof is also, well, like I just said, he's played 3 games in a row now. He's been brought on as a holding midfielder. And 2, he's had experience playing there before. He's played there for Sweden before. He's played there for Benfica before we signed him. He's had experience there. So I think that that's the correct decision to make. But Erik ten Hag's the manager, and I back what the manager does. I'm just giving you my predicted 11, what I think he should go for. Right winger, I'm not dropping Garnacho, but I would bench him because I just feel like that Ayling just had the better of him in that game, and I just think that Garnacho right now he needs to be nurtured into the squad, and it's better for him. I think he performs better when he comes off the bench because he always makes a difference. Because I feel like that when it's from minute 1 and every other player is fresh, he struggles and then he gets himself worn out. But if he's coming on and hungry and wants to create something or wants to score something or just make a chance, like Luke Ayling last night proved, the last game, he proved how tired he got. So if Luke Ayling was like that within 60, 70 minutes, if you bring Garnacho on with half an hour to go and Luke Ayling is starting to tire, Garnacho can get the better of him and then he can get his revenge, which I'm looking forward to seeing. But I wouldn't start Garnacho. I would put him back on the bench and I would bring him on as a substitution. And I would play Sancho on that right-hand side. I'd play Weghorst up front and I would play Marcus Rashford on the left. Let me know your thoughts on the decision, by the way, for my predicted 11. But yeah, realistically, like I said, I feel like that Leeds are going to be aggressive. It just depends on how Erik ten Hag sets up and did he learn from the game at Old Trafford. So yeah, hopefully the players are back soon that are currently injured or currently suspended. So yeah, what's our next game? I think, oh shit, I think it's Barcelona. Jesus Christ. Right, okay, that's going to be a fun video. So yeah, obviously that's in next Thursday. So yeah, tune in for that preview and tune in for, obviously we've got the match reaction tomorrow as well when we do, obviously with the game. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. Stay connected to the channel. Keep subscribing, keep sharing the channel around, and let's get to 600 subscribers very, very soon. So yes, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.